Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 54 of Adventures in Minecraft. So today, as you can tell, we're not wasting any time at all and we're getting straight into the time-lapse, straight into the building of our awesome XP farm. So you might also be able to tell that the time-lapse is perhaps not as flashy as some of the other time-lapses which I've done. Perhaps it's not up to scratch, and the reason for that is that at this stage in the episode I didn't actually have the latest download available for the replay mod. But don't worry, because towards the end of the episode we actually do get the replay mod and you can see the time lapses in their full glory. So what you see me building right here is actually the funnel which will bring all of the mobs down using water streams into the central section, which is where the TNT killing machine is actually going to be, the TNT mob killer. So why did I choose this strange diamond-shaped design for the platform? Is it because it looks really cool? Well, it definitely does look pretty cool, to be honest, but that is not the reason that I chose it. It's actually because all of those diagonals let the water swoop down all the way to the edge of that obsidian square in the center, which means that it's really easy. I just need 4 water source blocks on this entire platform, 1 in each of the corners, and then it will cover the entire platform with water, and I can get all of the mobs down into the TNT killing chamber, which will sit below that square. And this is something that sort of made it through from the original Pixel Riffs farm design. So I tried my very best to actually make this thing into a time-lapse, but it is absolutely not working. If the last few minutes of the video have sort of looked like a Charlie Chaplin movie, or a little bit crazy, where I've just been, climbing up pillars and falling off of them all of a sudden and struggling to place, like, blocks at all, it's because the lag has just been completely unreal. And the reason for that is the replay mod has unfortunately stopped updating for this version of Minecraft. So it means that to record a time-lapse, I have to actually have another instance of Minecraft running and create this into a LAN world, and then have another little player up there recording the whole thing, and then I have to actually record that window as well. So that is just too much for my computer. It can barely run normal Minecraft and record that. I mean, I'm getting about 13 FPS, which isn't the best. I really need to get a new computer at some point. But for now, unfortunately, that means that we are going to have to do this whole build in progress updates. So, progress update number 1, we've started putting out the pistons on level 1. So that is a heck of a lot of trapdoors which have been placed, and of course the actual platform underneath this has been placed as well, which is just an alternation of white concrete blocks and soul sand, which actually enable this farm to work, because if you didn't realize, this is a shifting floor farm. So basically the mobs will stand on the blocks, and as they shift, because soul sand is a little bit lower than an ordinary block, they will basically glitch through the blocks and fall down. So that's pretty cool. And wow, yes, this did take a long time to gather all of the wood for these trapdoors, and you know, it's also cool because you can go around like this. Oh, and by the way, what the trapdoors are for are actually to align the mobs in one spot, so as the floor shifts, they actually are forced to glitch through. And yes, I'm going to have to go and right-click each and every one of these and get them up and aligned in their correct position. And that is floor number 2 done. And the third level. I know these cuts are becoming very repetitive, but yes, I have nearly finished level 4 over here, and I've actually completely run out of wood. I had a double chest filled with stacks of oak wood logs, and now I've run out. And once I go and gather up those, I can actually finish placing all of the trapdoors on this level, and then we've just got one more to go. So this is definitely one of the less effective methods I've ever used to actually gather wood, but my tree farm, which I've been using for a heck of a long time so far, has just stopped working in this update. I don't know, maybe it's because some redstone has just broken or something like that, or maybe something's been destroyed and I've not bothered to fix it and then forgotten about it. But either way, I'm going to have to use this very strange method now to actually mine up some wood manually. And as you can see, it is nowhere near as effective, but it is kind of cool because clearly I'm just, lying on the floor doing this, which is also pretty strange. This is going to take a lot of bone meal, isn't it? Maybe this much will do, probably not, but yes, it was a slightly terrible idea doing this at night, wasn't it? Yep, this is not a fun time, and the phantoms are out to play too. Oh, excellent. Okay, I've got no clue what's going on here, but there's always something weird which tends to happen. Something is attacking me right now, and I don't even know what it is. It seems to be a zombie, and yeah, it's just giving me damage. I can't see it. Is it an invisible zombie? Probably. And I just hit that phantom with my hand. It's a bit old school, but where the hell is this guy? What? Oh god. Okay, this is very... That's not very fair, is it really? Just an invisible zombie, which I cannot see, obviously, hence the invisibility. Could this day get any worse? It's fine, the mobs don't know I'm here, so I'm completely and utterly safe. Hidden among the saplings down here. They'll never know what hit them. Boy oh boy, I probably should not have left the whole top level here exposed, because there are a ton of creepers and other mobs on this thing, and hopefully they don't blow this whole thing up now that I've built it. Phew, managed to clear them up, but this is exactly why I actually left all of the trapdoors on the other levels completely closed, because it means that the mobs can't actually spawn yet. Well, as you can hear, this place is turning into an absolutely insane mob trap, and I don't mean that in a good way. I mean, it's working, which is great, but yeah, I've been blown up, thrown off here by a zombie, and I died that way, and then a lot of this place was blown up by creepers, and we just got mobs all over the place. Skeletons keep annoying me, harassing me, doing what they do best, I suppose. And it's especially this level where I didn't actually fold in all of the trapdoors. So this level, I had them all straight up, and that means all of the mobs could spawn, and that was the first level that I did, and then I came up with the idea of actually closing all of the trapdoors. So maybe I should have done that from the beginning. That would have been very useful, but as you can tell, yeah, it's going to be a bit hard, and especially because anything I do on this level, if I actually change the observers and add an extra observer in, for example in this gap right here, and I'm standing on this level, then I'll fall down into the mob infested level below, which is not the safest thing. And it's these guys who are the most annoying and dangerous. So I have just finished wiring up this entire farm to this redstone clock right here, or this comparator clock I should say, and everything is looking in order. I think it should work. I still have to get myself a sticky piston, which is how I'm going to be able to test whether everything has been connected properly. But apart from that, I think I want to go ahead and actually cover the front and back of the farm in glass, just so when I come up here to do some maintenance, I don't get shot off by a skeleton or blown up by a creeper and have any problems with mobs, because obviously I'm going to have to go and open up all of these trapdoors so that mobs can be spawning. And just before I do that, I need to go and cover the top of this farm in like a huge roof, so that it's all dark even during the daytime and mobs can spawn. So on our checklist now, we have the roof to do, we have to cover the front and back of the farm in glass, and also I'm going to go down there and start building the TNT destruction chamber. Well, the roof is done, but as you can see, we have a little bit of a problem because a creeper just decided to try and blow up one of its skeleton friends over here, and it's caused a huge hole in the farm. So I'm going to have to fix this thing before these guys all come raining down on top of me. Although, you know, they have been doing that for a while now. I really wish they didn't do that. Yep, well, at least the mob farming aspect of this thing is definitely working. Yeah, if you're wondering what I'm doing in the middle of nowhere, well, long story short, I basically went out to mine sand, and along the way I went and visited a few villages which were around here. I got some emeralds and some other stuff, and I also lost my horse somehow in the process, so I just turned around and my horse was gone, you know, and then I walked on trying to get home. Found another horse actually and just put it on a lead since I didn't have a saddle, and I just died in the middle of nowhere. All my stuff is gone and I'm basically stranded here. I've got no no easy way of getting home, so I'm gonna have to rebuild my life right here in this little village, and then somehow figure a way to get back home. Right, that should do. Now I just need some food. It really does feel like I'm starting again. Like this is my first night in Minecraft. All I've got is stone tools. You know, I'm trying to gather coal because coal is like, you know, an important resource at the moment. Barely got any food. Oh, I've been really downgraded here. Well, I was just wandering around in my little adventure over here. My slight detour from this whole building of the mob farm, and thinking about how, you know, I've lost my efficiency 5 mending silk touch pickaxe and my lovely frostwalker boots, and okay, I'll stop complaining about everything now, but I just stumbled across a bamboo forest right next to spruce wood, and we also have like a jungle biome over there, which is kind of strange. I wasn't really expecting that to be directly next to this. I didn't feel like I'd ventured that far out, to be honest, looking for sand, and I think I actually went to the complete wrong biome to mine sand compared to the one that I usually go to, which is what led to this entire chaotic adventure happening. But yeah, I guess that's interesting. I have slightly lost the village that I was in though. Yeah, that's another thing I've lost today. And it's night time, and I'm probably going to die again. Nothing new, I guess. Well, I just came out here to the jungle to explore, seeing as I am here, and I just found myself a little parrot and a little dog as well. So this is proving to be interesting. I'm going to venture on in the night. I've got one iron sword and a little bit of armor. That's right. You've got a feather there. That's all that's left. That's all that's left of my friend. He was blown up viciously by a creeper. But it's totally fine because I've got 2 more. Well, I think I really should get out of here before any of my pets die, or before I die. or before anything else really bad happens. I think I've actually made it, because you can see you've got a torch right there. Oops. You've got a torch right there, and you can see that that is the mark of home. And if you hear lots of random animal noises, that's just because I'm being followed by my crazy train of accomplices here. You know, I thought the journey would get a bit boring, a bit lonely, so I enlisted the help of all these guys, these random pets, which have just been trudging through, following me all the way. So yeah, now I am back, finally, I think, anyway, and we can actually, hopefully, continue to build this thing without too many other problems. Sometimes I do wonder to myself why I actually collect all of these animals. I mean, I have so many pets, just random pets, you know, lying around. I mean, I need to probably build some kind of a base for these animals, to be honest, like a small building outside. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned, but I am also fully laden with sand, which was the original purpose of this whole detour, which has now ended up taking up most of the episode, which it definitely wasn't meant to. I've forgotten just how long it takes to actually get the ink sacs needed to make black dye, needed to actually stain your glass black. It takes absolutely ages. I really need to make a squid farm. Or maybe next time I should just not make half of my entire XP farm out of black glass. Okay, so maybe half is a little bit of an exaggeration, but that is all of the black stained glass placed, and the walls are completely done. So now all I need to do is go down there and actually start building in the TNT chamber. I came over to this interesting looking skeleton horse right here, and then the 4 horsemen spawned from a lightning strike, just like the one you saw right there. And that's pretty interesting, to be honest, but kind of dangerous. I mean, I want to get my hands on some of these skeleton horses just for fun, I guess. And yeah, now I'm gonna have to deal with these guys. Honestly, I just like the way these things look. I mean, look at that. That's pretty weird. You're never gonna see that in a normal horse, right? And not only that, they're also quite useful because they seem to run kind of fast in water. I'm not sure if I'm just hallucinating here and if normal horses do run as fast as this, but I'm pretty sure normal horses are a lot slower than this. So I've got myself 3 of these crazy skeleton horses, which might be actually quite useful in running from place to place on water. So that's pretty cool. I was about to build a super cool water elevator right here. I believe all you need is a soul sand block, and then you can use loads of glass to hold in the water, of course, and then use all of these kelp plants to actually make loads and loads of water sources all the way up to the top, and then you can fly really fast upwards. I mean, this thing is really not going to cut it, this scaffolding pillar that we have right here. I mean, it's really easy just to tear the whole thing down by accident, which I have done before, so I'm not going to repeat that for your pleasure. But yeah, I just realized something. You guys don't have to suffer any more progress updates in this video because we can now use the replay mod. It has updated to the latest version, and I think it might have been updated for a little while, but I just didn't have the right download link, and that means that we can now watch this whole thing as a time lapse. And by the way, just ignore my low XP. Just act as if, you know, I've been enchanting or something like that. You know, it's not because I've been falling off absolutely huge pillars like this one, or doing other things like falling off other pillars like that one over there. But yeah, we won't talk about all of that because, you know, that's just bad memories. But anyway, I will get into building this water elevator, and hopefully it will look pretty cool. And there we have it. This whole farm is finally done. Everything is done and everything is looking absolutely fantastic, and as you can probably tell by the excitement in my voice, I'm just so happy that I've actually managed to build this thing. It's like a dream come true, and it's turned out much better than I would have even expected. I've also added in quite a few different features here, different extra features which weren't in the original design, which makes things actually a little bit easier to use. So for example, I've got another indication light here for when the farm is on. I've got all of these platforms and access routes which actually lead to a sort of maintenance network, if you like, by which I can go around and actually access all of the different parts of the farm just in case something does break and go horrendously wrong. Although I think in that case a lot of this would just be completely blown up, and hopefully that never happens, because yeah, I mean, there's not really any coming back from that, to be honest. It would take a long time to rebuild this thing. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the whole time lapse there. And this is definitely, I mean, the biggest redstone project which I've probably ever designed and probably ever built in my survival world. So yeah, I'm really looking forward now to do the honors, right? To actually turn this thing on and actually see if it works or not. I know that the farm, the shifting floor farm actually does work. I have actually switched it on, but I'm currently in peaceful mode. And the reason for that is, of course, when I went into the farm up above to actually open up all of the trapdoors, I didn't want mobs like creepers and skeletons to be, blowing each other up and shooting each other and causing mayhem. And I didn't want to have to rebuild half of the farm. I think in terms of the aesthetics of this place, I'm going to keep updating it and keep adding in probably different features and different little bits here and there. For example, I just added in some slabs up at the top here to maybe enhance the design just a little bit, give it a little bit of a nice border. And we've got things like this enchanting table here, which I can use to enchant all of this stuff once I actually start using the farm, which will be in just a moment. But I'm keeping this area open, and you may have noticed everything is pretty much exposed here, and the reason for that is to actually include that as part of the theme. I mean, I kind of like having all of these crazy redstone bits and pieces exposed. This thing looks like a complete beast of a contraption, and yeah, as I said, I'm really happy about it. And also coming down here, I did extend this. You may have noticed in the time lapse, I did have a smaller one before, but it was so claustrophobic and small, and I realized that I was probably going to need more storage than that. But again, this farm is not really about the mob drops necessarily. We do have the other huge farm still over there, although I'm not sure how efficient that will be now. But anyway, without further ado, we can finally now switch this farm on. We're going to turn it on. First, I should go into hard difficulty right here, and I'm going to turn on this farm. And we're probably going to get a lot of lag, I'm not going to lie. And what I need to do now is go over here, get myself my flame bow. I'm going to actually enchant up a much better bow soon, once I actually get all of the XP from this farm. And yes, you're going to be seeing a lot of lag now, but hopefully we will start getting lots and lots of mobs in here. Now I wonder how long it will take. Okay, so we've got a few mobs coming in. Definitely not a complete flood, but I think that's more to do with the lag than anything else. I think the mobs are there, and if I can manage to actually find where the entity count is on the F3 screen, I think we have approximately, well, a lot of mobs. We have 74 it says, but obviously some of those entities are probably other entities which has just been left out there. And this is the moment of truth. So I'm going to take my TNT, I'm going to check that there's no TNT up above, I'm going to go place that down, and I'm going to fire my arrow. And this is very laggy, but in just a few seconds we should have ourselves, oh, a huge mob explosion. There we go. I was worried for a second it wasn't going to work, but I think that's just the lag again. And now if I go over here, there we have it, guys. Loads and loads of XP, so I'm really happy about this thing. And I hope you did enjoy this episode, and I hope you did enjoy this whole project. I know it's taken quite a long time. I'm really sorry about that, but I think it's been worth it. It's definitely been worth it. If you do agree with that as well, if you think it's been worth it, then please be sure to leave a like down there and support the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever I upload a new video, and also feel free to subscribe. But that's it for today, guys, and I will see you in the next one. I don't think I can get enough of this. I think I'm just going to carry on for like, I don't know, a week